friends, welcome to my channel Eco for Beginners. So today we will do one numerical question in which we understand how we calculate opportunity cost when we move from a certain point to another. Let's say this is our question and we have to calculate the opportunity cost when we move from point A to B, B to C, C to D or B to D and so on. So let's get started. So firstly, I would like to tell you what is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the value of next best alternative foregone, which means due to scarcity of resources in order to consume or produce some more units, we have to sacrifice some units of another good. So that represents opportunity cost. So when we talk about the formula to calculate, we write sacrifice, how many units we sacrifice and how many units we gain. So to gain one more unit of output, how much unit we have to sacrifice the production of another good. So if there are two goods A or B, let's say A is wheat and B is cloth. So if a producer want to produce more units of wheat, so how many units of cloth that producer need to sacrifice? So that would be represented by opportunity cost. So generally when we calculate opportunity cost is delta Y by delta X. Delta X represent x-axis or the goods that we gain. On the other hand, delta y is represented by y-axis, means those goods that we have foregone or sacrificed to gain x units. Okay, so when we have to calculate opportunity cost, in this case, we will use the formula of this delta y by delta x. So firstly, let's say we are taking point A to B. Now when we see in this diagram A and B, at point A, quantity of wheat is 0 and the quantity of cloth consumption or production, you can say 140. So when we move from A to B, means to produce 100 units of wheat, producer can produce only 120 units of cloth, which means producer is giving up this unit of cloth to produce 100 more units of wheat, or you can say to increase production of wheat from 0 to 100 units, the producer has to decrease his consumption from 140 to 120 in cloth. So when we write this formula, we will say change in or sacrifice of cloth units, how many units we have sacrificed, and gain in wheat production. So we see that to gain 100 units means 100 minus 0. Firstly our production is 0, now it is 100. So A to B is 100 minus 0, and how many units we have given up? So 120 minus 140. So we move from 120 to 140. Firstly we are at point A. So original is 140 and 0. New point is B. In B we have 100 units, so 100 minus 0, and new cloth production is 120 and original is this, so we write 120 minus 40, means change in Y upon change in X that we have considered initially. So after getting subtracted, we will get minus 20 by 100. So it would be minus 1 by 5, which means to increase wheat production by 5 units, the producer have to give up 1 unit of cloth. Okay, so this would be our opportunity cost when we move from point A to B. It would be minus 0.2 or minus 1.5. Similarly, we can calculate it for second part. So you can directly write it like this. Let's say B, and we are moving from B to C. So just take it out, delta y by delta x. Y is y-axis. So when we move from point B to C, change in y would be, initially B is 120, new is 90. So the gap between these two would be 90 minus 120 divided by change in B to C, change in x-axis. This would be 100 to 310. So the difference would be 310 minus 100. So it would be, when we calculate, it would be minus 30 by 210. So it would be minus 1 by 7. So opportunity cost when we move from point B to C would be minus 1.7. Similarly, C to D. It would be great if you pause this video and try on its your own, then check it out. So same procedure, delta y by delta x. So delta y means change in y when we move from C to D. C to D, change in y would be from 90 we goes to 60. So it would be 30. And from 310 we are going from 310 to 380. So it would be 380 minus 310. So it would be 30 by 70. And here we are going from 60 to 90, that would be minus 30. So it would be minus 3.3 by 7 would be your answer, would be your opportunity cost. Means to gain 7 units of wheat, producer has to give up 3 units of cloth. So we are left with last sub part. So when we calculate that, so it would be D. We are moving from B to D. So when we see B and D, at B cloth is 120 and at D cloth is 60. So we will subtract 60 minus 120. So it would be 60 minus 120 divided by delta x, means change in x. So from B to D, x, initial x would 100 and the final is 380. So it would be 380 minus 100. So when we subtract minus 60 by 280. So after subtraction you will get minus 3 by 14, which means to increase its production of wheat by 14 units, the producer has to give up 3 units of cloth. So this is the procedure that how we calculate opportunity cost when we have given different points and we have to calculate opportunity cost from one point to another. I hope you understand the basic concept. Thank you. If you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe Eco for Beginners, in which we cover basic economic concepts in simple language. Have a great day. Bye bye.